So we finally have Riku back on the podcast, and it yesterday's win rounded up your perfect year. You were saying.
Yes.
So can you tell us what your perfect year in terms of sport was?
I mean, what a beautiful year I'm having. I don't know if only the only missing element is Liverpool winning something more credible than Carabao Cup. But then, yeah, we started off well. Liverpool winning the Carabao Cup, KKR winning the IPL, India winning the World Cup, Spain winning the Euros. Woo!
Liverpool losing the
But,
Europa League.
No, you missed
Liverpool
Alcaraz.
losing the
Oh, that's what Alcaraz.
Alcaraz
Oh,
as
You
well,
missed
yeah.
Alcaraz.
Alcaraz won again yesterday.
Double
So,
Spanish.
bhai, matlab, what a year. I think only thing that can make it better probably is India winning good amount of medals in the Olympics and
10 plus
Liverpool
gold medals.
Liverpool winning the league. Yeah.
And then
That's next year.
I mean, I'll count it for
Slot
this year.
getting sacked within the first 6 months.
Okay, cool. Cute.
Oh, I'm sure Maresca is getting stacked even
We are back
before
with cutes.
slot.
Yeah.
So
So I think you must have guessed what we're going to talk about. What's going to be first on our agenda? It was Spain who triumphed in the final of the Euros, beating England again, a last gasp win. But yeah, Spain, we didn't even put them in our top 3 favorites, but they went on and they got it done. And hands down, they were the best team in the tournament. We'll start off with our Spanish fan. 7 games they've played,
Yeah.
7 wins.
Yeah.
The first team to go on a journey, start their Euro journey, and finish it till the end, winning the final. All 7 games won. It's history that they've created.
Yeah.
How did they do this? Like, cause I just said, we were like, I think you also might have not expected going into this as a Spanish fan
yeah,
that
absolutely
Spain would play so well.
not. Absolutely not.
How did they do it?
To be honest, I had written them off after the last World Cup, and I think we had a very very dismal phase after that. But then, even at the start of this Euros, I didn't count them in. I was like, okay, this is going to be a French tournament or or probably Germany showing up because home support and all these things. But what the question was, what worked from what worked from them?
Like, how did they do
Okay.
it? What worked for them? Basically?
I think they've come out of the tiki taka rut. I think that is one thing that has probably worked for them. I did not expect them to do so because with Rodri sitting in the center, even Ruiz being a very similar player, but they adapted to it so well. I think Carvajal was instrumental. Cucurella, I mean, come on. I had not counted him at all. I was like, why is he even playing there? I was when the tournament began, I think I was thinking that why doesn't Alba come back? But then that is the situation that Spain. Nobody counted Spain to be a clear cut runner, but then winner over here. But then that's probably worked for them. I think the expectations were not there, and they didn't have to be burdened by it, and they played freely. I think that's what worked for them. Even in defense, credit to them, the players that showed up. But then, on paper, we had far stronger defenses, lining up against them,
Yeah.
and still we showed up. And still there were moments. Obviously, there were moments during the entire tournament. Even in yesterday's game, if Olmo wouldn't have cleared, there could have been a different. I would say yesterday's game we just edged past England because there were situations where England wore heavy on us. I mean, they were playing good football, but then those are the critical moments where we showed up as a team. We were resilient. On the you put your body on the line, kind of defending. That worked for us, and that's probably something that the other teams could have, taken a bit more better. Could have worked a bit more on that. So yeah.
You were shaking your head.
I don't think England were heavy on Spain through that. There was maybe a 5-minute phase
Relatively.
around
Yeah.
that
In
goal.
the first half, a little bit as well. There was like a 5-10 minute phase
Yeah.
where England were attacking.
Yeah.
And then in the second half, that phase after, it was a very brief
Yeah.
before the equalizer, a little
Yes.
bit. And then 2 minutes after the equalizer. But I think other than that, Spain were like
No, but I'm comparing them against their own, performances, England's performances. I mean, come on, look at the
Yeah, fair. Okay.
group stage.
Yeah.
I was like, what is even happening? I probably slept through most of those games.
Everyone.
After 60 minutes, I was like, okay, let me switch off. I can sleep off. This is a better thing to do for me. But then yesterday, they were better, relatively better compared to their own performances. Of course, nowhere near the quality of what they were facing in Spain against Spain. But they showed up. At least they relatively showed up. That was my
Yeah, I
point.
mean they were there, but I think Spain did play around them and through them with an alarming frequency. Then Spain easily could have had added like 2-3 more if the finishing was better, and
Good
also
saves
if
from Pickford.
Pickford making 2 really good saves kept England in the game, I feel.
Yeah. So it's all about showing up.
Yeah.
Pickford kept them in the game. You had moments of slight moments of brilliance with Saka on the right. You had Watkins giving some amount of intensity to the game while they were going forward. That helped. But then again, Spain was what worked for them. Spain was more resilient. I mean, they showed up as a team throughout the tournament. And you had Nico Williams, and if you have Yamal and Williams on the wings, even Morata, he didn't have a great tournament, right? But then he complemented these two so well that even when he was not on top of his game, you had Olmo coming in from behind and scoring those goals which were like so instrumental throughout the tournament. So all in all, amazing tournament.
Yeah, I mean, like I think you hit on the key aspect, which Spain were a team and England were a bunch of individuals just put together on the pitch. They didn't seem in any way cohesive. They were just like, it was very haphazard. Even when they were attacking, I couldn't really see any clear system because there was moments where the attackers were getting into the box, but it was just a mad scramble. There was nothing clear cut that was developing from those situations. But I mean, obviously throughout the tournament we've been speaking, England have disappointed. So I'll just ask.
I just want to, before we shift to England, I just want to ask you tactically, what worked for Spain?
Oh yeah,
because they, prior to this, Spain were known for their, their trademark of keeping possession, playing that tiki-taka style of football. But this has been a big transition in terms of what that team used to play. How has De La Fuente got this team playing
so
this well so soon?
They've obviously credit goes to the manager and also the group that he took to the tournament. He's omitted a few names that you thought might be on the list, like Ramos. Probably could have travelled, did not. Brahim Diaz was another player who subsequently switched his nationality to Morocco, but he was not favoured in this setup. What they have, Koke is another one. Like, you have these players whom you'd think, oh, this is a no-brainer, he should be playing, but he did not take these players to the tournament, and he had a group which was very adaptable. In Morata, he had maybe not the best striker, but he had a really good leader. And I was reading up on this. Morata's influence in the dressing room and the way he was creating those bonds in the dressing room really helped tie this bunch together. And they were a good mix of, experienced players like Morata, like Rodri, like Laporte. And you had like Carvajal as well. And then you had these youthful exuberance, and you had these people who were kind of fearless and who just took to the occasion without any seemingly any pressure or the weight of expectation, like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal.
How good have those two been?
They've been really good. They've added a dimension that Spain have not had, like he said, for a long time, a good decade or so, because more than that, in fact.
Even leading up to the Euros, I think we didn't have that, flair. We were still stuck in that rut. But what worked for us, for tiki-taka to work, you have those, moments of brilliance, which happens after a very slow kind of a game of possession, right? And this time, I think this is pure coaching masterclass, I would say, because he adapted the entire gameplay around these players and around their capabilities, and that helped. I mean, if you would agree, if you put Yamal in a system where Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets is in that midfield, I don't think they would you know,
even Nico Williams. I feel Yamal would have a little bit,
probably,
but
yeah.
I think Nico Williams is more
Yes,
direct.
is more
Yeah, he's
direct.
more
He's
direct.
very direct.
Yeah, Yamal in some cases he would have that, you know, he would slow down the game. He would look up and, you know, keep the ball in play.
Recycle the ball.
Recycle the ball. Nico Williams doesn't do that, and if you can't, you know, at times you need those direct players. You know, I think for a long time, even during the golden generation of, you know, Spain, I would, if we can call them, but then for a long time we didn't have that kind of a direct left winger, or, you know, we had Pedro and all these guys, but then we didn't have that kind of a direct lethal attacking mindset, right? We used to keep the ball, used to score a 1-0, we used to finish off games with 1-0s or 2-0s.
And then just hold the ball.
Yeah, that was the point of the entire gameplay. But then, you know, people like Morata has been so influential. I don't see him fit in this system at all. But right,
I felt Morata is the perfect player to fit in the system.
I mean,
Because
he turned out to be.
The thing
He
is
turned
that,
out to be.
yeah, because when you have players so direct like Yamal and Nico Williams, you need someone who's an enabler
Yeah.
to just drop down a little bit and put these guys more inside. And that's where England's struggle will get to England, because Harry Kane was trying to do that. But the thing is, when you have Foden and when you have Saka, like, okay, Saka is a little bit direct, but Saka is more like a systemish player.
Yeah.
And you have Foden, who's basically a 10.
Yeah.
Foden is not going to bombard into space, and he's not going to take players on and, you know, just get past them. That's where, you know, De La Fuente saw this, and he set up a perfect, you know, front three that in the end I felt complemented each other so well.
I mean, Morata kind of played like a false nine. I mean, that helped Olmo to, you know, go ahead. He could get in those spaces where nobody expected him to be in, right? And even like, I remember this one goal of Fabian Ruiz in the group stages. Was it
Croatia.
Croatia. Well, nobody expects those guys to show up in those situations, but then that happens because Morata drops back. That happens because, you know, Yamal and Williams have gone in so ahead that they have taken the defense, and there's a looming gap behind, which these guys can explore, and that happened throughout the tournament. And you're absolutely right. I think that not jumping to England, but just to touch upon this point, that probably Southgate didn't use the right players for the right positions, and that was one of the key, and he kept on sticking with people when he shouldn't have, and at times he tried too much. For example, during the entire group stages, he was trying on Eze, and he was trying out a couple of other
Midfield switches.
Midfield
but
Alexander Arnold started the first two games.
I still don't understand why was Trent, you know, partnered along with Bellingham for a couple of games when he could have just, you know, played the right person in the right position and let the game flow and take its own pace, right? And don't try these things when you're not ready for it. When your players are not cohesive, you know, most of your run-in till the Euros has been against teams like North Macedonia and all these guys, where you don't need a system. I mean, Maguire scores probably
Euro qualifiers are a sham.
I mean, you have not, you know, trained your team to, you know, work as a cohesive unit. So then don't try things that won't work for these players. Try things that will work for these players. For example, Trent has played all his life in right back. Let him play in right back. What's the harm? I mean, keep Trippier on the left, keep Luke Shaw on the left, or somebody like that. Why do you have to get Saka on the left? I mean, what exactly are you getting out of these kind of situations?
The left back scenario I can understand, because he's not had we've had this debate. I don't know why he's picked Luke Shaw in the side when he's not been able to start 6 games, and then he starts directly in the final. That's not going to work.
Agreed. Again.
As a United fan, also I didn't want him to travel, because what's the use, right?
What's the point?
There's no point. And you had a fit left back in Chilwell. You know, you could have just selected Chilwell and played him from the start. Right? Play him through, and then if Chilwell's not working, then you can get Trippier in, right? To play that. Because for me, on a left-sided flank, a right footer never works. As a fullback. There are very few players who can do that, and you need the ambidexterity of both feet to kind of do that, which very few players have, and that was a massive struggle for England. Secondly, the over-reliance on Harry Kane. Number one, he was not fit. Like, even post-game, Southgate came and said that he's not been fit. So I'm like, boss, then why did you pick him? if he's not been fit, just first game say you don't pick him, na.
Yeah.
You start with Watkins. Keep Harry Kane as someone who can come in, adapt. Like, if Watkins is there, then you play direct, na. And
Yeah.
then whenever Watkins has been on the pitch, England have looked so much better.
Yeah.
Because for me, if you are playing Harry Kane in that withdrawn role, you need to have two players who are going to bombard ahead, who are going to play off him. The likes of Gordon or the likes of Rashford, these kinds of players who can, Kane gets it and then Kane can spread it out.
Yeah.
Either in this case, bloody everyone is behind.
Yeah.
Like Kane is in front of Bellingham, Foden is besides Bellingham, and then Saka is the only person who's way out wide. How
And
is
he has
that
nowhere
going
to
work?
pass. He has nowhere to go.
He
after
has
that.
no way to go. You have something to add on this?
I think Riku has said everything. All the frustrations that we've had for England pretty much summed up, because like if Kane, like you said, if Kane is not fit, why was Watkins not played? And
Yeah.
Foden throughout the tournament was played on the left, like till the round quarterfinals where he switched to back three. He was playing Foden out on the left, which made absolutely zero sense when you have the likes of Anthony Gordon, who could have complemented Saka.
Even Jared Bowen.
Even Jared Bowen, yeah, exactly. So these players who are direct and could have complemented the way you want to play, if you want to play Kane. If it was Watkins, then Foden made a bit of sense. Playing like you have to fit in Foden because for Watkins is a direct striker. But if you want to play Kane, who likes to drop in and get into the link-up play, you can't play Foden. You can't have Bellingham. You can't have Foden together in the squad if you have Harry Kane already, because he's playing a mixed Bellingham Foden role already. Apart from that, you have Foden and Bellingham playing in the squad, which actually makes it an overload of similar profile players.
Yeah.
And then Saka becomes isolated because it becomes easy for teams that, okay, if we isolate Saka on the right, then England are like they'll be out of ideas, and Bellingham will have to do some Foden, Kane will have to do some individual brilliance.
Which
And
happened.
which happened, yeah, which was-
So
Throughout the tournament-
question to both of you. Did Southgate again go for names rather than players
absolutely.
and
Every
a
ti-
system?
that's what he
So-
does every time.
And I think that's been the problem with England for years and decades now. So how do you come out of this rut?
by sacking him.
Change the manager. No, the
But
solution is right there.
The
Just-
English fans are going crazy for
No,
him.
the-
They
the-
want
Dude.
him.
This is the first time.
No, it's the fans. No, it's not the fans. It's the pundits.
Is the
or,
pundits.
or is it good PR?
No, it's the pundits, because
Yeah?
I think these guys have, seen that England have as a team have not performed or have not made it to consecutive finals, going to World Cup quarterfinals. It's been a so this is what is success for them.
Yeah.
These guys, like the likes of, this is Neville and Carragher, who
Carragher.
are the head of they are the main pundits at Sky,
Yeah.
saying that he needs to be back. Like, what did Capello do with the 4-4-2?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what he put,
Sven
right?
used the 4-4-2. Capello was too strict.
Yeah.
Capello was too strict.
Capello's
Yeah.
harming.
Carragher-
That's what you're categorizing. You have a manager of of this England team, which on paper is the best side. I feel on paper it's the
Yeah.
best team,
Yeah.
right? You have a team like this, and you have a keeper who's booting the ball every time. He's been booting the ball right to the center up. Why aren't you playing from the back?
No idea. No idea.
This is fucking Stoke City tactics. This is absolutely Stoke City tactics. You have the likes of John Stones at the back.
Yeah.
You have Kyle Walker at the back, right? Mark Guehi, who's quite adept in doing what he has, and even Luke Shaw. Now these guys, they play for possessional based teams.
Exactly.
Two of them are playing for Pep Guardiola. You're telling me that you can't play from the back? Every time Unai Simon put the ball in from behind, it was an accurate pass. He played it short, or
Exactly.
he played it right into midfield. Why is Pickford booting it long?
And even if Unai Simon was booting it long, like it felt like it was even
A
if it's an aerial ball,
directed-
It's
I could see that
calculated.
it's a clearance, but then I see a red shirt. I see
He-
a red shirt who's chesting it down, and he's
It's
a progressive
Pretty much
play.
calculated. Like
So-
they know what
it's a
they're doing.
calculated clearance that it's a long pass, so it's we can't.
Yeah, it's not a
categorize
clearance.
that
It's
as
basically
clearance.
yeah.
It's a long pass, and that's how good Spain have become in playing out from. De La Fuente has said that I have these two systems. I want to play out from the back. My wingers will be my main source of attack. My striker will complement the wingers. So this is his basic philosophy, and his midfield is such that they can also advance. So basically, in this De La Fuente system, he doesn't need a striker.
Exactly.
But he needs someone who can link up. He needs a Kane.
But the question.
Spain,
Yeah, that's true.
Spain, Harry Kane would thrive in this Spain system. So that's even Klopp successfully did it with Liverpool.
Exactly.
With Bobby
So
Firmino,
these
Salah and
kind
Mane.
of coaches, right? They don't impose a system on the players.
Yeah.
He lets the players, build a system for him. But for example, Guardiola, right? He has a system, and he'll work the players around that kind of a structure, right? Over here, you don't have time to coach these guys, right?
Yeah.
So why are you experimenting? Just go ahead with the flow and
He's experimenting because he does not know what the right system is. Simple.
So if you don't know, you let the world tell you what is the right system,
No,
right?
but
You
the
tell
thing-
the players,
the thing with
tell
that
you.
is when he selects his 26-man squad,
Yeah.
he's already going for names.
That's
He
the
says
problem.
that he Bellingham has to be there, Foden has to be there, Saka,
I will
Kane,
take Trent, but
Declan
not
Rice, Trent, Walker. So all these guys have to be there
Yeah.
because they are one, big name players. Second, some of them most of them have had terrific seasons with their clubs. But if you see Fabian Ruiz in that Spain system, I don't recall him having a very extraordinary season with PSG.
Yeah.
But he is a player who will work for De La Fuente in the system. And that's something that De La Fuente, and even if you're taking names, you can't go in saying that I will not play Anthony Gordon when you know that he could work. And I'm seriously done. 7 games. I've said the same thing, that this the point that you reiterated, that
It's just a basic
he's not
question
played.
that I'll ask you. Is that you switch managers for the teams, right?
Yeah.
You
Mm.
give
Yeah.
you put De La Fuente in charge of England and you put Southgate in charge of Spain. It'll be a calamity for Spain.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think you compared this generation, like you said, this is the best generation of players England have ever had.
I don't agree to that.
I mean,
No,
yeah,
I
so
do
the-
agree.
I don't agree to
No,
in
the-
terms of
talent, yes.
in terms
in
of
talent?
no,
Overall
in
talent.
terms, in
Come
terms
on,
of
the Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
That's
in
the
term-
midfield.
In terms of attacking talent, this
In
is
terms of
probably the
attacking
best.
talent.
You were
overall-
Rooney ahead.
I know, bro. I'm saying overall squad. If you look
Look at the balance.
The balance
Look at the
is
balance
better
of the
in that
squad.
squad.
In
you
In
know?
this
team,
squad,
the
the balance
balance
is
is
better.
better.
I'm sorry.
I
If
mean,
Southgate can make
the,
it work.
The thing
You're
is,
comparing the midfield. I mean, the balance was still
Bro,
at the hem of it.
in that team
Huh.
to accommodate players,
Yeah.
he used to play 4 midfielders in those 4 positions.
Yeah.
So he would play
Scholes, Lampard,
and
Gerrard, Beckham.
out wide,
Yeah.
and then he would
It was
play
funny.
Lampard and
no, it was Lampard, Gerrard in the middle, Beckham and Scholes. on
Beckham,
that.
Beckham and
Beckham,
Scholes.
Beckham and
Yeah, that's
Scholes.
what. So he would
Yeah.
shift Scholes out wide.
Yeah, but
So,
So
that's what
that's
the
not
balance
balance.
is going only, na.
So-
You
No,
can play
the-
central,
but-
no.
so that's like playing Trent in midfield.
No,
not
the
saying
thing is, his point is that the group of players that they
Yeah.
had at the time,
yeah.
they did they could have been morphed into a team with good balance,
So
same as
yeah,
this.
team, yeah.
and we can go on for days about which is the better team. But the key point
The
here is
Gerrard
that
team.
the key point here is that this squad has this team with this manager has the same issues as that team, which is you have too many big names, you don't know how to fit them in,
Yeah.
so you just put them all out on the pitch and hope that they can do the job for you.
Think
And
that England need a manager with balls.
And when
Yeah.
when they win, will be like miracle.
I mean, it did take miracles.
Actually, that's
Nee,
what
as
happened.
and
Even
see,
with Slovakia.
even when we were seeing the game,
Yeah.
we were like, I wasn't dejected as much.
Yeah.
compared to
Heartbroken.
when we being England fans, we were
Yeah,
not
yeah, yeah.
dejected because I was like, thank God football won.
Yeah.
Football actually won because
Like,
if England won that game, in no way they would have deserved. For me, they wouldn't have deserved to win the competition in a whole. It would have, like, I know we would have been like, yeah, it's a massive moment for England that they've won a trophy and after such a long time after that World Cup win. But for me, it wouldn't have been deserving because the performances have been so bad,
So bad.
so bad.
And you got a better side of the draw. I
yeah,
that's why-
Honestly.
honestly, England were really lucky to reach the final. Like the
Yeah.
other three
Yeah.
teams,
Any day.
the other three teams on the even France would have beaten England, and
Any day.
the whole
Yeah,
Southgate situation where
Even Germany, even the Germany squad would easily beat
Germany, France, Portugal, all
Sure.
three
All
would,
these three
would
teams
have
would have
beaten,
beaten
England.
Any day.
We almost knocked you out, by the way. You can
Who won the Euros, bro? Who won the Euros?
The thing is, with Southgate, the argument is that, can you please
Sorry.
stop? The thing with Southgate is that the argument will be that he's taken England to two finals, one semi-final and one quarter-final. But then the story has been the same every time. The first decent team they face, they lose. So how do you realistically defend Southgate?
The thing is that I feel that this Euro has been the first time that the fans have gotten on the back of the manager.
Yeah, that's true.
Like the coach, he's been said that, bhai, please show us some football. We want to see some football. We're not
But
here to
I don't know.
reach quarterfinals and finals. Like, we want to win. Okay, but I'm as an Indian
As
fan,
a fan, we with the squad we have, we deserve to see a slight better style an identity.
Yeah,
at
you-
least one
Some
3-0
identity.
win.
Yeah,
One
or-
3-0 win.
Because
Or
if
like a
Kane
team,
can
basically.
do it from that downfall with this squad, if he cannot get it right with this team, that means he's not the right manager. And it's not only like, it's not intricate tactics. I'm not talking about like intricate tactics. It's like simple things of Pickford booting it long. We've been seeing that in the 2008
Yeah.
Premier League.
Yeah,
That's old school football. No one plays. Ipswich don't play that football.
I have
They've
a
been promoted now. Ipswich don't play. They play from the back.
I have a slightly
Everton player,
controversial
why?
take
What
on
do you
that.
expect?
Yeah, no, I was like, I think, I honestly don't think Pickford can be the future of this England side.
If
तो कौन होगा?
I think you have to have, like, yeah, you can have Nick Pope, you can have Ramsdale as well.
no, but even
They're-
Nick Pope is not good.
No,
on
but
his
you can
feet.
have Ramsdale as well,
You
because
can have Ramsdale.
they are
Another
better-
good shout will also be Dean Anderson.
Dean Anderson, like
he's
you
good with his
you
feet.
need a keeper.
United bias.
No,
He's
He's
not
a Crystal
at
Palace
United.
player.
Ex-United bias.
He's not had good relations. With
Sure.
us, so,
the
but
thing is, football's evolving, and Pickford, the way Pickford
When are you
plays,
evolving?
he's evolved, but yeah.
His hair is evolving.
Your brain isn't evolving.
True.
Height also.
Fair enough.
Don't attack.
Yeah, so you need to have a keeper that's capable of playing out from the back, because that changes the entire way you play. You saw that with United when you switched to Onana. I know Onana's made a lot of mistakes, but the build-up play has changed massively,
Yeah.
just because you have a keeper who can play out from the
Correct.
back.
Yeah.
So
Thanks to him, we can score more goals.
debatable. but
I just hope for one thing, man. I just want
guys,
United to.
don't you think we are going?
I don't care if United lose 36 league games. I just want a double over Liverpool, and this guy should shut up.
Don't you?
This guy should shut up.
You don't.
Big
don't,
chunk. Yeah.
don't you?
I just want this guy to shut up.
Guys, don't you think we are
Please,
going slightly
be
off
civil.
topic
Yeah,
here?
Be
yeah.
civil.
We're going slightly off
No,
topic.
he's a criminal lawyer. What I'm trying to say
Thank
is,
you.
Justice. Sorry.
so three players, the most senior players in this England team. One is Harry Kane, one is Kyle Walker. We've spoken about Pickford, like where does his future lie? And Harry Kane, Kyle Walker.
Walker had a horrible game last night.
Tournament. Horrible.
Yeah, especially
game.
last night he was so bad.
Yeah.
Even tournament, he's
Yeah,
been
don't-
horrible.
It's been horrible tournament,
And
but yeah.
Overall, now we have the World Cup coming, 26. Do you see the likes of Kane, Walker, Pickford going for that tournament?
If Southgate stays,
If Southgate
If
stays,
Southgate
yes.
then yeah, maybe Maguire
I think
might
no.
go with
I
a-
think
on a
that
wheelchair as well.
Calvin
I think,
Phillips.
Walker might
Henderson.
Walker,
Walker
might
might
not. I
not.
feel.
Kane
Walker
is
might not.
definitely
will
going for
be
the
in
World
the
Kane
Cup.
squad.
100%
I don't feel
goes.
he should be playing though.
But it's Southgate. If Southgate is staying, then Kane is definitely going and starting every
See, I
game
know
at the World Cup.
If we've been
Pickford
harsh
is
on
definitely
Kane because
start.
I think Kane, there was something wrong with him.
Like,
I don't
okay,
think the drop off was that much.
there was
Old age.
nobody's
And then we
blaming
need to
Kane.
compliment Kane more. Up front.
Nobody's blaming Kane.
I don't
We're
think-
just
yeah,
saying
exactly.
He's still a world class striker.
Yeah.
Like one of the almost the best
But
striker
there
in
are
the
still
Premier
2
League
years
goal
to
wise.
go between now and that World Cup.
Almost the
never know what's
best
gonna
best
happen.
England striker, best striker in the Premier League in terms of goals, and he's thrown it up in the Bundesliga in his debut season. But the system that we're all blaming the system that Kane has not tried to adapt his game to the system. England did not need a link up player. They needed a 9. They needed someone in the box.
Ryan Brewster.
Yeah.
And if Kane could have been that, I think it could have been a little bit of a different story for England in this tournament. And since he was so adamant that he won't play Watkins or Tony up front, If Kane could have adapted
That's what
the
I'm
way,
saying.
then
Even if you're adamant to play Kane as that deep striker, then you have to drop one of Foden or Bellingham.
he won't do that.
That's the thing.
That's the fundamental
you
issue,
can-
that the
yeah.
names are too. Like maybe he doesn't want to hurt Foden or Bellingham or whatever it is. Ego. He doesn't want to hurt the egos, and he can drop like the likes of Trent, who's also a big name.
Yeah.
For if you see in terms of Liverpool, he's a integral player in that Liverpool squad. You're ready to drop Trent just because he didn't work for 2 games in 1 game in midfield.
In a position where he
In a
does not
position,
play.
yeah.
exactly. In a position he doesn't play, but you're not willing to drop Foden, who's also playing in a position he doesn't play in. He's not a left winger.
Yeah.
So you're not willing to drop Foden, and you've changed the system to a back 3 to accommodate Foden.
Nepotism.
I don't-
Karan Johar of football.
So
But-
that's something I don't get. And with Palmer, the way he played in the semi-final, I think he should have even started the final. He had a
Big
decent
shout
shout to
Foden
start
was
the final.
horrible.
Horrible.
Foden
Forget
was
the
the tournament.
Forget the semi-final. The guy played like an amazing, like throughout the season. I mean, he
Yeah.
was the standout player in the entire Premier
It's
League.
just Pep, bro.
It's
This
just
player of the season. That's why maybe
Sorry.
Foden was there, and like we have a James Bond.
I think
guys.
Foden and Foden is such
007.
Foden is a very system player. So
Yeah.
I don't think in like Southgate's tactics this is going to work, because Premier League players as of now, they are being drilled in a more systematic way.
Yeah.
So I think that to get the best out of players like this, you need a manager who has a system, who knows how to play. Because if you're going to get a manager like Southgate, like, look, Southgate has his strengths in terms of getting all the players together, in terms of getting that harmony. That's what English pundits have been saying. Oh, they've brought the players closer to the fans. They've made it a festival and all this thing. But I feel now you need to evolve, because this is how far Gareth Southgate can take this team.
yeah.
And this also, they've overachieved. Massively overachieved
Okay,
as to
so-
how they've played.
So talking about the future, okay, if I can just throw you guys off the guard.
Yeah. Who's the next? Who should be?
No, I'm not talking about England. I'm just going a
I
bit
was-
off, like throwing you a bit off guard. That there's a big season coming up. Football is changing, all right? From after this Euros, this tournament, I mean, if you can just tell me your top 5 players you think that is going to massively show up in the next season, right? Or up till the World Cup, I would say that these are the 5 stars.
For
that
England?
No, just overall,
General. Okay.
general. After
That's
So
a-
massive.
इतना बड़ा है भाई.
let's do top 5. I mean, you will have a different top 5 than his. Let's just see, na. I mean, who would you think would be and rank them?
But
Rank
how
them.
does this have
Anything to do with
what's
what
the
you're
context
Like,
with this
yeah,
to as to what
exactly.
we are talking?
I'm just talking about the future.
It's not
Like we
throwing
can-
off guard. It's not thrown us off guard. It's thrown us off topic.
Yeah, you're-
Like we've gone.
But actually,
it's-
that's
we've
a
gone
good
to
question.
different
It's a good
like,
question, but
parallel
it-
in terms
universe.
of the likes of Yamal and Williams, like
Bhai,
okay,
we can come back to
we'll
it.
come back to it.
Yeah.
Bhalai
in
ka
the end.
zamana nahi hai, bhai.
We can do that in the end.
You've
tried
jumped
too
the
hard,
gun.
but not.
You tried, bruv.
Don't talk about guns, huh?
So no, I just wanted to ask you, because I would be very shocked if Southgate continues as manager. But
No, he is. They've confirmed. FA has
You know,
confirmed he's
it's-
still the World Cup.
I think, but there is pressure. He's owed talks. I think there is a little bit pressure. We
Okay.
still have a little bit of hope.
I think he might just stay because he's lost to Spain and narrowly. Because if he'd gotten out before the final, he would probably have been sacked.
I think maybe he might step down. That's the only hope.
I mean,
but
I don't
anyway, let's hypothetical. Let's say if he has to go, who would your preferred manager be?
Raghav.
For me, I would go. If Pep Guardiola is leaving in 2025, I would go for Guardiola. But since the FA is not going to appoint a non-English
And
manager,
in today's episode of Delusion, Raghav shows up.
why? No, wait. Why?
He asked.
Why not?
This question was
This
basically
question was who would you
like?
hypothetically?
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, who would I
I'll
like?
give
So
you- okay,
hypothetically,
I'll
I would
give
like
you-
Pep Guardiola.
He said hypothetically if he
wait.
leaves.
No, wait. So I will make it a little bit easier.
realistically.
Realistic choice.
Break
and
it down.
Who would you want?
Who I would
I
want?
think it'll be
yeah,
Pep.
It'll be Pep.
Okay.
Any day, Pep Guardiola
Nashe.
would like you would love Pep in any team. Realistically, I think if considering the FA, I think yesterday we discussed that it could be Eddie Howe and Graham Potter. Graham Potter, like he's out of a job. Like
Pochettino as well.
Pochettino is there,
but then
but
again,
non-English.
Yeah.
So maybe if we're talking next year, maybe Kieran McKenna. Who knows?
Nah, I doubt it.
Not McKenna.
I
don't
doubt
think
it.
McKenna.
Who
McKenna has a lot to prove at club level.
Who?
Kieran McKenna.
The
Ipswich
Ipswich manager.
Which manager?
Okay, grape.
Back-to-back promotions.
Even I got. How does that help?
Big achievement.
Yes.
Fantastic. But I would counter that, and I would say more in the imaginary category. I know this is not going to happen. That's why it's imaginary. I think Klopp would be a better manager for me.
Oh!
I
please
was.
switch-
Then Pep.
Please
I
switch the
was-
camera to our German
no,
fan who's going to kill
actu-
Shahan in the next
No,
5 minutes.
honestly, because my.
I'll give you. I know he's going to be the next German manager.
Yeah.
But
may,
for
may
England,
not be.
maybe-
actually.
maybe not.
But for you know why he would be good for as an international manager, because I think Pep takes a lot of time to get his ideas across. I think Klopp is a manager who can get his ideas across in a shorter time, and his play style also can be implemented at the international stage at a shorter time. So I feel whoever gets Klopp internationally, I think
It's a jackpot.
it's a jackpot. They've hit a jackpot because Klopp's basic ideology can be achieved in those 2 week spells that they get.
Yeah.
It's not
Before
going to be, it's not going to be mastered, but I think it will be enough for them to win that team a tournament. So I feel for me, imaginary Klopp, it would be ideal, would be perfect for this England team. And Klopp as a manager would have the balls to be like, nah, tu nahi khel raha, you're not playing.
Yeah.
But then, see, that's where the egos come in. Na? I mean, do you
No,
think...
but then Klopp also has.
Thank you.
Klopp also has.
By
an
the way,
ego, na.
Klopp commands the respect. He
does.
done,
You
he's
tell
done
me
enough
now
at club
Eddie
level.
Howe coming and saying that, bro, Bellingham, you're not going to play.
Yep.
And Klopp saying that, I can't play you.
Agreed. I completely
big
agree.
difference.
Realistically देखा जाए तो I mean, Klopp might not be the
It's
replacement.
It's not. It's a
But
hypothetical.
hypothetical situation, yes, Klopp. What do you guys, think about somebody like, sorry, I
Steven
forgot the name.
Gerrard.
Yeah.
Gerrard Lampard.
Gerrard Lampard.
No way, bro.
Rooney.
Absolutely not.
Gary Neville.
No way. Fantastic. Gary Neville manager and Carragher is assistant.
Game over.
Shit show of the year.
But I think
Game over.
in terms of English managers, I would like to see
Carragher.
Potter.
Graham Potter.
Graham Potter given a chance because.
What about Tuchel?
Again,
we're talking
non-English.
English, na.
But okay.
Hypothetical is.
Like he's talking
Hypothetical
about
is-
realistic,
yeah.
which that FA
Tuchel
won't
take
appoint a
international, I don't
non-English
think.
manager.
But I feel Potter is slightly better than Eddie Howe for me as a manager.
For sure.
tactically.
For sure.
But Potter had a very difficult time at Chelsea with egos.
Managing egos is a problem for him.
Exactly, that's another issue. So that's my thing with England. You need someone who has a little bit of experience
And the balls.
and the balls to be like, because what's gonna change if then Eddie Howe and Potter come and do the same thing, apply the same tactics where you have to please everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is something that England needs to change, and is that gonna change? That's a we'll only have to
Wait and watch.
Wait and watch as to how that happens. We'll turn our attention a little bit to the Copa America. We haven't seen any game. Thanks Indian broadcasters for not picking up Copa America, not even showing the finals. I
Raghav
thought
case ठोक दे.
Fancode would do it, but thank you. We wanted to see what happened because it was a really good tournament.
Yeah.
A lot of upsets. Uruguay doing so well.
Canada doing so well.
Canada doing so well.
Nunes
Uruguay
doing
did well. Uruguay did really well with the fans as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fighting. and a
Nunes
lot of,
UFC में भी participate कर
yeah.
सकता है.
Yes, and then but finally Argentina being Argentina and
Fixed.
Guys, just one thing. I think if Shahan is Dragushin in the Euro, he could look like Nunez in the Copa.
no, Nunes doesn't have a beard.
No, but the
But
Let's just
Dragushin-
let's
Did you
quickly
just
move
go
on
like
from
this?
that.
This.
Yeah, lots of.
brief thoughts first of all on Argentina. I think they're hands down the best team in the world right now. I know they won the World Cup, but
Yeah.
overall
rank
they've
one.
been so good. They haven't
So good.
conceded a single goal
So good. And
why? Wait a minute. Throughout the tournament,
throughout the tournament.
तो अभी पता
Romero
चला.
and Licha Martinez haven't conceded a single
Licha,
goal.
my boy, Butcher,
He's gonna be injured for 9 months.
Overacting.
get out.
Overacting. But yeah.
Overacting का
Another
50
thing
काट.
also, the dynamics also in South America in terms of football is changing so much with Argentina suddenly doing so well. Uruguay now also coming up. But the biggest
Brazil.
surprise is Brazil.
Brazil.
On such a
Hey,
big
JD.
downward slope they have been. Aditya, your overall take on the Copa?
I think the Copa has been really entertaining for like numerous reasons. Obviously, you had some quality football mixed in with a lot of fighting as well. But I actually disagree. I think Colombia have been really impressive. They were on a 23-match winning streak before they reached the final.
Insane.
They've been really good, Colombia.
James played well. The entire
James
tournament.
was one of their key players.
Yeah?
And
कहाँ से भाई? कहाँ से आया?
Yeah,
They-
James Rodriguez out of nowhere.
Yeah,
but-
like so just the whole Colombian setup. They were on a huge winning streak before they reached the final.
Yeah.
But yeah, Argentina, I mean, world number one, world champions, Copa champions again, and
Just correction. Argentina
Argentina
have
conceded-
conceded
yeah,
one
that's
goal
what- that's
One
I checked.
goal,
at
okay.
the quarter. I think the stat.
The quarterfinals, they-
Revelation.
Don't shoot me. I'm not
So
Trump.
they won a penalty
Producers-
against Ecuador.
Producers doing fact checks.
Everyone missed it.
Yes.
I checked it.
It's just me and you who got
yeah,
the
yeah.
joke,
It's-
What is the
Guys,
joke?
Don't,
Yeah, thanks, bro.
don't
Thanks.
shoot me. I'm not Trump.
Why would you go there?
Love it.
Politics,
Love
politics.
it.
But yeah, James Rodriguez out
Guys,
of
this
nowhere.
show has everything.
He's come back into the market. Real Madrid surely bidding 70 million for him.
again. For 10
भाई मेरे को
years
लगा
exactly,
seriously बोल रहा है भाई.
exactly 10 years later.
Yeah.
Where
But-
is he? Like, he's in Qatar or did he move to Brazil?
Who I don't
I
know.
think
think
James
he's
moved
in
to Brazil or
Qatar. I
something.
think he's in Qatar. I'm
Check
not sure.
till
though.
that time. But
हाँ.
we'll move on to
Production.
the
Fact check.
more. We'll move on to the more interesting aspect of.
He's in
Excuse me,
Brazil.
please don't intrude. Yeah.
He's in Brazil.
We'll talk about the more interesting aspect that we got to see
Raghav.
more than the game.
Thanks, bro.
Is the sheer, the hospitality in the stadium, the organization of the games in the
Fantastic.
stadium has been so bad, right? And right from the game at Uruguay to the final, now this is happening in the US of A, right? One of the most, like, they have some of the best infrastructure, but still it's like these guys, like, the images were so scary yesterday. Like, from small ducts these people are like climbing in. I've seen like people who are outside and they've not been allowed to go in. These guys have spent $2,000 for the ticket.
$4,000.
Average.
4,000.
मेरा बंदा 2,000 खर्च
ये
किया,
fact
but
check करिए तू
No,
prepare करके आ.
Euros का ticket was average $2,000.
I'm
Copa was
talking-
4,000.
whatever. So he
No, not that.
no, just shut it. So yeah, these guys were outside showing proof that, bro, I've spent this much and they're not allowing me in.
Yeah, so basically what happened there is there was a huge crowd crush because they told the fans to arrive 2 hours before kickoff, but they didn't open the gates. And then they, like, obviously there were fans piling up and there was a big, everyone was getting suffocated. So they opened the gates for like 5 minutes or something, let a few fans in and they closed it again. And this just kept escalating till they had to basically open all the gates to relieve the pressure outside. And everyone who was outside just started coming in because they weren't checking who had tickets, didn't have tickets, because people were suffocating, they were fainting, it was really hot outside. And then the stadium got filled up and then they closed the gates. So now people who don't have tickets are inside and people who have tickets are outside the stadium. How do you organize a tournament?
And it's more scary because in 2
The
years,
under-17
World Cup
in
it's
India
the
was better organized.
same- It's the same country that's going to
Holding
host
the World
the
Cup.
World Cup. But
Worst cup.
gradually also it's good that it's the problems and the issues have been detected now only.
It's true,
So that
actually.
2 years down the line they can beef up security, because security has been really lax in America in all parts of.
I feel this is a very anti-US show, is it?
It is.
It
Everyone's
is. it is.
anti-US.
Yes,
So
true.
are you pro-US?
No.
I want a green card.
They are overrated.
Absolutely, they are overrated. But
I mean,
okay, now we can move on to that segment
Thanks.
of yours.
I'm
before
touched.
we wrap up and get rid of you, and then get.
I'll be back.
matchups.
he's
But
like,
you want to go first?
yeah, go first.
5 players to watch out for.
That was my question.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go first.
So go first.
No, I don't want to go first.
You- okay.
Go
who
Okay,
wants-
that
Stone,
headline anyway
papers.
Who wants to go first? Come on.
Sorry.
No,
Apu.
I prefer Indigo.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. Go Nathan.
Go. Okay.
Oh, I'll go
So-
first.
Okay.
I'll
So
go
the-
Casa.
Obviously, the first player to watch until the next World Cup would be Yamal.
Okay.
I think in terms of, I'm going to look at the youngsters. Okay. So Yamal, I think one to watch out for. Second, I will choose Musiala. I think I've been
Overrated.
very, very impressed. I think he's one of the best dribblers I have seen.
Yeah. Agreed. Didn't show up against
I
Spain.
don't know. After Ronaldinho, I think getting past getting past his defenders with so much ease. I think I absolutely love Musiala. So Musiala second. Kobe Menu, of course. I think England have that gap in midfield. So I think he's going to be there definitely.
Every time you say menu, I remember yesterday. Sorry.
So yeah, Kobe Menu 3. Who else? Defender, I would go with Lenny Oro. He's one to watch out for. We are trying for him. Hopefully he's going to come to us, but it's going to be Madrid. It's definitely going to be Madrid. Camavinga flashback all over again.
Pain.
But pain, bro. But Lenny Oro is one guy, and
McTominay.
yeah, McTominay, bro. McTominay
I mean,
will
he's been really good for Scotland, to be
score
fair.
goals for Scotland.
To be fair, he's been
They
really
have
good
the
for Scotland.
worst expected goals.
I'll go.
they're horrible.
I know there is Endrick and all these guys to watch
Lamar.
out for. Endrick, Estevao, and all these guys. But I'll go a little bit biased. Yeah, I think Garnacho.
Okay.
I think there is that void. I think Di Maria retiring. I think there is that void in the left wing position for Argentina, and I think he can make it. He has
So
the
he'll
quality.
show up in the club. Even
He's
in the
already
club.
a regular for United now.
Yeah, but
So
he
I
doesn't
think-
show up on games, na? So yeah.
What?
He's better than Harvey Elliott. Just shut up.
हार्वी एलियट को बीच में मतलब भाई अपना लिवरपूल का मेसी है वो
Actually नहीं
ठीक
लाना
है?
चाहिए. That's
At
बीच में
the
लाने के
age,
लायक
Garnacho
नहीं
is
है.
much better than.
Why bother? Why
बीच में लाने के लायक ही
why are
नहीं.
you trying to
Yeah,
argue
we're
with him?
dragging quickly.
Exactly.
We have to wrap up. You go.
Yeah, so I think my top 5 is kind of similar to you. I'll go Yamal, I'll go Kobe Menu. I'm gonna go for Jared Branthwaite as well, because with the defense that if
England.
England,
Yes.
if
There's a void over there. as
exactly if Walker retires and
Walker
Walker
फिर से बोल
and why is this guy here? if Walker retires from international football and Southgate says that there is a there is a void in central defense, and then he can say that Kyle Walker is there, then Jared Branthwaite can be a player to look out for. I'll go for him at 3. And next, I would go for Jamal Musiala. Musiala is also one to watch out for. And at 5, I'll go for Hendrik, because he's coming into Madrid this season. And oh yeah, let's see. But if he does make it, then who knows?
Quickly, Aditya, your
You just
choices.
skipped me.
No, you go first. Yeah, go on. I'm
You
still
said
make-
you wanted to go
Sorry,
last. na?
sorry.
Go on. I'm still thinking of players.
Think
no,
fast.
no, go ahead. You
Think
can
faster.
go ahead.
Okay, Lamine Yamal. Okay, Lamine Yamal. Garam Masala. Jamal Musiala. And maybe, I don't know, Williams should carry on his form. If he does,
You
great.
seem to have caught
Hey, what
yourself
about-
off guard
What
with
was
that
that
question.
Georgian guy's name?
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
हाँ वही क्या
Kvaratskhelia.
Kvaratskhelia.
नहीं the guy with starting with M.
Mikau Tadza.
कौन?
Mikau Tadza.
हाँ very good.
But he's.
But if you're looking at the World Cup, I mean,
I'm not looking at the World Cup. I'm just saying in the next 2 years.
next 2 years, okay.
So
How old is he?
He's at Monaco right now. He just signed for Monaco.
Okay.
देखा I'm always
Yeah, he's 23.
maybe after that I would want Simon to play a bigger role.
Xavi Simons is
Yeah.
That's a good shout.
So he and Gakpo is going to top it up. Yes.
No, yeah, decent shout. Actually, decent shout.
Thanks.
Gakpo has
Thanks
been
a lot.
But-
played well.
Good.
He's played
been
well
good.
in the Euros.
Yeah.
That was a biased reaction.
Yeah, okay, fine.
You can say that for Garnacho. We can't say that for Gakpo.
I can also
Just
do it.
shut it.
Okay.
Please be civil, huh?
Yeah. You breathe first. Because you're gonna.
Go for it.
I
Yeah,
Appu.
just
we'll-
want the
we'll-
show to end quickly because I have to deal with some things.
Yeah.
Go quickly.
Wirtz, Musiala, Yamal, Simons and Dani Olmo.
Nice. That's a good
one
start.
more.
Nice.
नहीं हो गया क्या?
Panch. Wirtz,
अच्छा.
Musiala.
अच्छा, Wirtz. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Done.
Okay,
Any
okay.
more stupid questions you want to ask?
No.
Because I have to go watch my.
You have to go first.
Anyway, yeah. So that's the end. That's the end of.
I
Yeah.
hesitate
Why don't
to-
you Jet Airways off? Sorry.
That's the end of the episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. And
I hesitate
turn
to
on
call
the
this an
notification
episode.
bell on so that you know when our videos drop. When you know that.
And please
People
comment how much you missed me, my beautiful face. And
Nobody missed you, bro.
I'm sure Shan is gonna cut this off because he's just
No,
you know.
I'm not going to cut it off. I'm going to cut it off right now. We'll see you in the next video. Bye
Bye-bye.
Lots of club videos coming through. So stay tuned to the channel. Now I'm going to cut it off. Bye bye.